Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Got another knife video for you, and today I thought we'd do a little knife comparison between my CRKT CEO, and this will not sit properly, so for now it's like that, and my son's CRKT CEO flipper. So this is a newer version. He let me borrow this to do this video, and he said pretty dirty on the inside, so yeah, it was. For this video, I just blew it out with some canned air, but I said I'd tear it apart, clean it up, oil it, maybe sharpen it, but really the blade feels pretty good, and he's carried and used this quite a bit. You can see scratches on the blade, but yeah, I might do a video on the disassembly, cleaning it. I don't know. If you think you want to see a disassembly video, leave a comment down below. I may do it. I'll probably tear into this tomorrow. But yeah, this one, like I said, will not sit properly, so I guess it'll be backwards with a clip up for a while. But there's obviously, some glaring differences between the two. But there's a lot of difference between these two. Small differences, but I'll go over the specs for both, and yeah, a lot of things are a little bit different. But I guess before we get into the specs and everything, I need just, in case you don't know what the CEO looks like, size-wise, do some size comparisons real fast. My standard size comparison knives: Spyderco Paramilitary 2, the Para 3 lightweight. So you can see that's a little bit shorter than the PM2 and a fair amount larger than the Para 3. Obviously, they're a lot thinner than the Spydercos. How about a bug out sandwich? Got the full size bug out. Got my wife's mini bug out. And the CEO is just a little bit longer overall than the full size. Obviously it's bigger than mini. What about, I didn't bring out my CJRB feldspars. I've been using them, but let's do the button lock, Civivi button lock Elementum and the regular Elementum, regular size. So the button lock's a little bigger. The regular size Elementum's quite a bit shorter. And let's do some similar design knives, long, thin. So first one is a Tucson TS69. This is pretty cool. Look at it. I won this from Neves Knives quite a year or so ago. They did the anno on it. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome knife, which doesn't want to sit properly on the scale, so do this. Titanium pocket clip. But yeah, that's pretty. It's got some length over the CEO. Check the action out. Yeah. Next one, the Civivi X-Arc front flipper. And that's a little bit shorter than the CEO. A little bit taller. Nice straight handle. How about the Finch Cimarron? And the Cimarron is a little bit taller, a little bit higher, taller, longer, taller, yeah. But what I like about these, let me close this up. I like how the blade just disappears in both of them. Right in the handle, you can't even see the blade sticking up. And open this back up. how about another CRKT? It's actually the Ruger CRKT LCK. Pretty awesome knife. I won this knife also from Ethan Ruin's EDC. If you don't follow Ethan, I'll try, if I remember, I'll link his channel down below. Go follow Ethan. He's in basic training right now for the Navy. But yeah, they're pretty close. CO is a little bit longer. Yeah, these are discontinued. CRKT came out with a new model of the LCK, and it's assisted opening. The scale has a different pattern on it, but otherwise pretty much the same. This is not spring assisted, it's full manual. Yeah, that's a cool knife. So yeah, let's talk about like the obvious differences here. One obvious difference is I have the original thumb stud opening one, and my son got the newer flipper one. So that's one big difference. Another big difference with these is the pocket clips. So if you look at them, obviously the original one's a lot longer. It's got the CRKT logo on it. The new flipper one's a lot shorter, smaller, more discreet. Both for deep carry though. This one's a loop over stainless steel pocket clip. This one attaches right to the end. And this one is tip down, right hand only. So tip down, and this one is actually tip up, left or right hand carry. So I like this a little better. It's tip up, and I'll get more into that whole issue in a little bit. Another noticeable difference to the scales. This has a scallop, I guess, scallop pattern, kind of cool looking. And this, if you look real close at it, it's kind of looks like it's weaved, but different patterns on the scales. They're both GRN scales, glass reinforced nylon. Another difference is different steels. The funny thing is, they don't have the steel stamped or marked on the blade anywhere that I can find. The original is, according to listings like on Blade HQ and whatnot, the original is made out of 8CR 13 MOV, and the newer flipper is made out of AUS 8. To me, I don't know the difference between the two. They're both budget steels. As far as I'm concerned, they're basically the same. I have both, you know, AUS 8 blades and 8CR blades, and they seem very comparable to me, so I don't know the difference there. But yeah, so those are like the glaring differences. But go over the specs, and there's some differences, although, you know, very small. So just go like this. Got the original CEO and got the CO flipper on the right. So overall length is a little bit different. I took all the specs measurements myself, because I knew things were different, but like on Blade HQ, if you looked at them side by side, the spec sheet, they had the same dimensions, and I could see that they weren't the same. But yeah, the CEO, I'll call this the CO, and this one the flipper. So overall length on the CO is 7.56, and the flipper is 7.687. So the new flipper is a little bit longer, as you might be able to tell. And the blade length on the CO is 3.125, and on the flipper is 3.347. So the blade is a little bit longer, as you can see right there. The cutting edge, I measured 3.193, and this is 3.212. So you got just a little bit more cutting edge. Blade thickness, I got the same at 0.089. They have it listed at 0.090. So pretty close. I said the blade material is different. You got 8CR 13 MOV, and you got AUS 8. Blade style, it's listed as standard. It's not, I guess, it's not a clip point. It's not really a drop point. It is very similar to the Finch Cimarron, although it does drop slightly. So I call this a drop point. Blade grind, they're both flat ground blades. Although in the original CO, you see you have this flat right here between the main bevel and the swedge. This is flat portion right here. And the new one, it comes up and it goes right into the swedge. There's really just a little bit of flat right here. I'm going to put these both on my Work Sharp Precision Adjust angle sharpener, and I think this one will be easier to clamp, but I'll see how well this one clamps. So that's that. Both plain edge, no serrations, just plain edge. Handle length, slight differences here. And this one you got 4.437 for the length. And this one you got 4.348. So the handle on the original CO is a little bit longer, but the blade is a little bit longer on the flipper. Handle width, now this is how I did it. I took measurement here, which is the widest part. Then I took measurement down here, which is the thinnest part. And I gotta pause for just a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I had a couple of pesky flies buzzing around me I had to kind of take care of. But yeah, so I measured widest point here, thinnest point here, same on both. So on the regular CO original, I got 0.6 up here, and down here I got 0.517. And this one at the top, although it's very minor, it's a little different. 0.590, and down here I got 0.514. So the new one is just slightly shorter in width, this dimension. Handle thickness, the original CO is 0.437, and this one is 0.61. So the flipper is a little bit thicker, and I don't know if I can show it. The sides here on the flipper are more crowned. It's more curved to it. This one's still kind of, it's still curved, but it's more flat than this one. So this one's slightly bit thicker. Both GRN, glass reinforced nylon scales. I showed the little difference in the pattern. I kind of like this one a little better. I like the looks of this better, but I like the feel of this one a little better. The pivot, they both ride on the IKBS bearings, and you can basically, on the, let me get them on the same sides here. This is the flipper, so you can see it is a little bit thicker. There's more of a gap between the blade and the liners and scale, and you can actually see the bearings in this one. So that as dirty as it was, he had a lot of pocket lint and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to tear this apart, check it out, clean it. But yeah, so some differences there. Liner locks, they're both liner locks. They're both good. There's no blade play in either one. Centering on mine, the original CEO is pretty close to center, and this one's been used more. Centering on the flipper is off to the show side just a little bit, not bad. But yeah, this has been used a lot more than this one. Access to the liner locks kind of both suck. You have to dig down in. This one, you got the cutout for the thumb stud that you can kind of get into to push the liner lock. I don't like that. That kind of hurts my thumb. I got, pretty kind of fat thumb, so getting in there, this one kind of not easy. That's one reason I don't carry it too much. This one, you don't have the cutout for thumb stud, but the liner lock is slightly higher than this one, so actually it ends up being easier access to the liner lock on the flipper. I don't mind that so much. When I do this one, yeah, I don't enjoy that. I don't like that. So that's the deal with the liner lock. Got stainless steel scales. I don't know if you can see. They are both skeletonized, so that's good. These are pretty lightweight. Little difference. The original one is 2.11 ounces, or 59.8 grams, and the flipper is 1.950 ounces, or 55.2 grams. So you got, just a little bit of difference here. Really, holding them you can't tell. I don't think you'd even notice, carrying them 8 hours a day. I don't think you'd notice in your pocket. Pocket clip kind of went over, but an original, you got the loop over pocket clip, deep carry. I mean, it functions perfect, in and out pocket easy. Like I said, it's deep carry, you don't see much, but it's right hand, tip down, carry only. I do not like tip down carry knives, but this one is also deep carry, stainless steel, very, very small, discreet looking pocket clip. As you can see, the size difference is pretty noticeable. This one is tip up carry, preferred way that I like to carry them. It's reversible. You just take it off, flip it over the other side. It's left or right hand. operate this left-handed. It's a lot easier than this one. You have to, I can't even do it. Flick it with your finger. Then the liner lock's a lot harder. But yeah, definitely a big difference in pocket clips. So yeah, overall, you know, compare these two, see which one I like better. Like, look at like 7 different things: the blade, steel, deployment, liner lock access, what I kind of talked about, action, the scales I kind of talked about, ergos, and pocket clip and carry that I kind of already talked about. But steel and the blade, the flipper's AUS 8, the original is 8CR. Like I said, I don't know the difference, so that's kind of a tie. I like both blade designs. Personally, I kind of like the one with a flat, although this one that goes right up to the swedge is probably a better slicer. But kind of like this one slightly better with that flat. Yeah, basically steel and blade, that's going to be a tie. Deployment method, got a flipper and you got a thumb stud. Thumb stud works, you know, is okay. So small and thin, it's hard for me to hang on to, but thumb stud works fine. The flipper on this, I just slipped off it, but flipper works good. It's actually kind of more of a push button than light switch. Light switch, that's when I was trying to light switch it and my finger slipped off. It does have jimping on the flipper tab. Works good, but yeah, it's more of a push button than a light switch. I tell you the truth, I got flipper fatigue, but I think I prefer the flipper over the thumb stud on this. The action on these, both are, the action's good. They're not drop shutty. You can flick them shut. This one will definitely drop when I get this cleaned up. But yeah, you know, action's good. Both open nice. Such a thin, light blade that it'll never be drop shutty, but a couple of shakes and this one shuts. This one shuts, you know, one good shake. So my thumb was sitting in the way of the thumb stud there. But yeah, action on these things are pretty good. Both of them. Scales I kind of already covered. I like the looks of this one, but I kind of like the feel of this one more. And this one's got more of a crown to it. Kind of, I don't know, that's a tie, basically. I like the looks, but I like the feel. Ergos on these things are not that bad for being so thin of a knife. Where do I start? This one wouldn't be bad. The ergos on the flipper are a lot better. This one ain't bad, but I don't like it. I don't like the pocket clip up here. It lands basically right on the scar where I had surgery on my hand. That bothers me. It does make it a little bit thicker, but I do not like it. Otherwise, you know, I wear extra large size gloves and easy 4-finger grip. There's no finger guard, but you got this cutout that my finger kind of fits right in there, so I get more traction, more purchase, plus actually the clip gives you a little bit more purchase. But this one with a tip up carry and a smaller pocket clip, I don't even notice the pocket clip. Not at all. Then you get the flipper tab to hold your finger back so you don't slide up. I think it's pretty decent. Top, and pushing down, the swedge makes it awful thin, so that could get uncomfortable. Like I said, I haven't used either one of these much at all. But yeah, I feel the ergos, for me, are definitely a lot better on the flipper. And move from there, because I was complaining about this pocket clip. The pocket clip and carry, they both carry good, except for this is tipped down and this is tipped up the way I prefer it. But a lot smaller pocket clip on the flipper, more discreet, doesn't have the branding on it. Both real deep carry. I mean, this knife so thin, you put this in your pocket and it only weighs, just under 2 ounces, just over 2 ounces. I mean, not much at all difference. They both carry excellent. This flipper tab, when it's in the pocket, you can catch it, but like I said, this is so small, it's so far over side of the pocket that I don't really ever notice it, the little bit I've carried it. So I like this. Got another fly. But anyways, yeah, I like this for that reason. Although this one actually goes into my pocket better. It's not too much of a difference. This is a little taller, and it does go in my pocket easier than this one. But I'll give it to this one. Definitely a pocket clip and carry to the flipper. So add them all up, 7 categories. I came out with 4 for the original CEO, which when this got a point, it was actually a tie with this one. This one got 7. So all the way down through, I picked the flipper. And like I said, the 4 times I picked the CO, it was tied with the flipper. So I I like the flipper version of the CEO a lot better. Just because, one thing, the pocket clip's in the right spot for me, way I prefer it. Flipper tab works great. You got the flipper tab to hold your finger back. Access to the liner locks easier. Yeah, feels a lot better in hand. I like the way this is crowned more, a little bit wider than this one. Yeah, if I had to buy a CO again, I may buy a flipper, but if I had to do it over again now, since this came out, I definitely would pick the CEO flipper. Like I said, ergo's a lot better. That pocket clip, I don't even feel it. It's right hand, left hand. It's reversible, where this one's not. Yeah. So that's my choice would be the flipper. So yeah, like you can see, if I line the bottoms up, you can see the flipper's got a shorter handle, but yet it's got a slightly longer blade. So open that up, and I guess that'll do it for the comparison between the original CEO and the flipper CEO. So guess that's it. As usual, you like these videos, hit the like button, leave a comment down below if you have one or the other, or both, what you think of them. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, And I guess till the next video, bye.